Hello and welcome to my channel. Today, as you can see, we are creating what I have called the Whipped Coffee House. So it's basically just a cafe lot in Windenburg, and I will of course post all of the information about my world building in the description box below. As I've mentioned previously, I'm trying to rebuild all of the worlds in the game, and right now I think I'm going to start with Windenburg. That's what I've been doing so far. And then if I change my mind, I change my mind and kind of move to other worlds. But for right now, we're in Windenburg. And this build right now is in the old part of Windenburg, so it looks like a very traditional build. And before I move on, I do want to say that I was inspired by another build I saw online. So this isn't obviously like a recreation of that, but it was inspired by that build. So I'm going to go ahead and post the link to that in the box below, just because it's a really cool build that they did, and they obviously deserve credit for that. So look in the description box and you can see the original build that I was inspired by. And then moving on from that, so that the outside is inspired by that build. The inside is inspired by this coffee company chain up here. I think it's just in the Bay Area, but it could be in other places as well. It's called Blue Bottle Coffee, and it's like a super trendy coffee place. I've actually never been because it's pretty expensive, and I'm not personally a big coffee connoisseur, but I've seen it quite a few times walking around. And basically the inside of this chain is like completely white and like light wood, and it's like super trendy looking. And I think I said it's called Blue Bottle, and like even the label is just super simple. And so I decided to model this build off of that chain just because, I don't know, I thought it was super cool and super trendy, and I feel like how cool would it be to have like that really modern interior and this like really beautiful building with this like really traditional exterior. So yeah, that's the explanation of this build. I hope you like it so far. And as I mentioned previously, I am doing a world save where I'm gonna try and, redo the whole world, and then you can download that as a save into your game. So if you have any ideas for creative family ideas or community builds or whatever, please let me know, because like I said previously in another video, I have about 3/4 of the world like filled with ideas, but obviously not completely done yet. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. And then I had also mentioned in a previous video that I was trying to figure out some kind of way to make it easy to share the information of like what lots are have what title and what family and what kind of lot they are, and just try to make it easier to understand. And I had asked for like guidance or suggestions about how to do that in my last video, and I kind of was just like tinkering around online trying to find this information, and I ended up just kind of going through with it, and I created a Wix website. I feel like I have finally, all those Wix commercials that you see on every single YouTube video or podcast ever have finally gotten through to me, because I did end up creating a Wix website. It is free, so it has like the watermark and stuff, but that's what I did. So I'm gonna link it down below. Please check it if you want to. Like I said, I'm an amateur website creator. I've never created a website before, so I would really love if anyone wants to look at it and let me know what you think, if it's user-friendly or anything like that. That being said, basically what I did was, if you look, it says worlds, and that's kind of like a drop-down menu of all the different worlds in the game, And then if you click on that, it'll take you to a list of all the different lots, and the lots that are underlined, those you can click on, and it'll take you to more information about that specific lot. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't for any reason, please let me know, and I will go about addressing that. And then also, I think I mentioned in my previous video as well that I haven't gotten to Sulani, the world from Island Living, just because it was announced after I had already started this, and it's like a whole process, so I most likely will, I just haven't gotten there yet. And then as of recently, the new pack for Realm of Magic the trailer got released. I don't think it'll be out by the time this video gets posted, but it comes with a new world, so that will not be done yet, obviously, because it hasn't even been released, but the hope is that I will do that one soon as well. So now that I've gone through all the basics of this video and the world save and everything, I do have to vent a little bit because I am really annoyed. So as I mentioned previously, I live in the Bay Area, and the Bay Area has too many people. There are literally just too many people squished into a very small amount of space. And so basically what that means is that, because I'm a student, I go to school here, and basically what that means is that I pay a lot of money for rent to have a very small space with really not that great of conditions, and I have not been very happy with some of the aspects of apartment living because of some of my neighbors and such. And so I just need to share some of these thoughts because I'm really annoyed. However, before I complain, I do want to say that last year I lived with a truly awful roommate. Like, maybe one day I'll do a whole thing about her, but she was honestly terrible. Like, I can't even describe or explain how awful she was to live with and how much she just reduced my quality of life. So even though like this year sometimes I might be complaining about, my living situation, nothing ever could compare to how awful that was last year, because it was honestly like unthinkable how terrible she was to me. So I'm not complaining in the sense that it's so awful I can't live like this, because last year it was honestly getting to the point where I was like, I can't live like this. But yeah, I just wanted to preface that with a little warning. So anyway, now time for me to vent about this year. So the building that I live in, it's the outside, the exterior is a gorgeous building. It was built in like the 1920s or something, and it's this it started off as a duplex, and it's just honestly gorgeous. It's like on this really tall foundation, it's got really tall walls, it's really a beautiful building. And it's kind of U-shaped, so the kind of base of the U is what faces the street, and then the two like peaks, I guess, of the U go into the backyard. And my bedroom is kind of in the peaks, so it kind of faces the other side of the U, if that makes sense, my window. And that is very irritating to live facing the other side of the building, because number one, I don't think it's entirely these neighbors' fault. I think that some of it is just because it is shaped like this weird U shape. It creates this weird echo effect where, the sound doesn't just escape onto the street, it gets echoed off of the walls and into my apartment. But basically, I have neighbors that I think are nocturnal. They're like vampires or something, because they stay up all night yelling and screaming and playing music and having parties, and like even they like cook dinner at like 1 o'clock in the morning or something, and I can't close my window because it gets really hot in my room, and if I were to close the window, there'd be absolutely zero circulation, and it would be it would just be really unpleasant. And I don't even really get that much circulation because, like I said, I'm in that weird U shape, and so it doesn't really even get any circulation, but having some is better than none, And so basically, I have to play like a podcast or like some kind of white noise music fairly loud when I try to go to sleep, because it's really hard to fall asleep, when people are like screaming and playing video games. What sounds like it's literally in my room, like it's not like kind of annoying loud talking, it literally sounds like it's inside my room, like someone is screaming in my ear. So if anyone has any other suggestions about how to sleep like this and study and stuff in a situation in which people are nocturnal and stay up until 3 in the morning yelling, I would appreciate it, because even a couple months ago the landlord sent out an email saying, we've gotten some complaints about noise, and nothing has changed. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, please let me know, because I'm kind of struggling with the whole not sleeping aspect of living here. Also, another annoying thing that has to do with this weird U-shaped thing is that one of my neighbors, I don't know what it is, but there is this weird beeping noise that goes off every 30 seconds. it's really annoying, and almost what it sounds like to me is how, like, when you have a fire alarm that is out of batteries and it makes a noise to let you know that it is, you know, dying, but like the person hasn't replaced the batteries. And so that just goes off all the time, and it's really irritating. So if anyone has any suggestions about how to deal with this weird noise and stuff, please let me know, because I would really appreciate any advice or guidance. But yeah, anyway, thank you for listening to my rant. This is just about the end of the video. I hope you like it. Please let me know if you have any suggestions about this build or family ideas or my living situation, or if you just want to let me know you like the video, that's great too. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.